So if you're looking through some of this, if you're looking at illustrations and you're seeing all these fee ledgers and you're seeing a bunch of cash values and it's all just getting muddy and the picture is getting less and less clear the more research that you do, I would encourage you to reach out to our team. So we've been doing financial education on YouTube for years now, primarily focused on fixed instruments. So index universal life insurance, annuities, and we've got some great videos out there that have had, tons of traction in terms of the views that they've gotten, the response that they've gotten. One of the biggest kind of commented videos that we get, most watched videos that we get, is one that we did, 5 or 6 years ago on all the fees associated with indexed universal life insurance. And so I thought it would be a good time to do an updated version of that exact same video because some of the fees have changed the way that they show up on the illustrations, number one. And number two, if you just simply do a fee comparison, if you're looking at two cash building life policies, you got them side by side and you're thinking, I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to do my due diligence and make sure that I'm getting the best deal. And if the way that you go about that is by comparing the fee ledger at the end of this video, you might see that that's actually not going to get you where you want to go. So first, we're going to run through all the fees on the policies, show you what they look like, show you where you can find them and what they are. And then we'll talk about some of the nuances that have shown themselves over the last several years. This is for a 41/42-year-old male. And the idea is, what are the charges? So when you look at these policies, you are going to see a premium expense charge. Every time you pay a premium, there's going to be a charge that comes off the top. With some companies, like this one, you'll see that the first year premium charge is higher than the subsequent year's premium charge. So one strategy to consider if you're looking for maximum cash accumulation would be purposefully underfunding year one to avoid the larger premium charge. If you want to have that discussion, reach out to our team, leveragewm.com. You can click on book a meeting or discovery call, and we can take care of you. But that's what that premium expense charge is. Every single one of these policies is going to have a premium expense charge. If it doesn't, that charge is simply going to show up somewhere else. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So you have premium expense charge. You have your cost of insurance charges, which is probably going to be the lowest expense on the policy. Cost of insurance, probably the lowest expense on the policy in the first several years, but it is the charge that's going to last forever. You have admin and rider charges. This one can get tricky. In this particular policy, they are going to lump in what's called the per unit charge or the per face fee into this admin / rider charges. And so you can't actually see it. But if we scroll over to this other option here, you can see this PUC charge, per unit charge, also called a per face fee. Everyone calls it something slightly different. This is most likely going to be the largest expense on the policy. It's a fixed expense for a set amount of years, and then it's going to go away. But you'll notice that they don't tell you that in this illustration. You can't see it. It's all rolled into admin and rider charges. Another note about rider charges. The rider charges could possibly be the most dangerous charge on the policy, because the rider charges are not going to have the same guardrails that all of the other charges on the policy will have. All the other charges are going to have guardrails in terms of the maximum charge that is allowed. The rider charges do not. Quick story about my parents' own long-term care policies. They had an inflation protection rider on their long-term care policy. Since it was a rider, there's no cost controls on it, and both of them experienced over 150% premium increases on those rider charges. So just know, if you're loading up a policy with a bunch of riders, more than likely those rider charges will not be guaranteed. They can change at any time for any reason. That's something to note. So these are the basic charges: premium expense charge, cost of insurance charge, you have your admin, which is typically a per unit charge, and you have rider charges. However, not every company is going to function this way. So I want to show you another one. And this one's sneaky. We have the same premium expense charge. It's a $50,000 5-pay premium expense charge. That's the same. We have our base cost of insurance. That's the same. We have our per unit charge and our policy fee and our rider charges. Those are all the same. They were just simply rolled into one line item in the previous ledger. But this one has a new one. This one has this IAMC. Now, here's where you need to be careful. There are companies out there that will charge you a fee based on how your dollars are allocated. Now, they'll tell you that this is a good thing for you. I'm here to tell you it's not a good thing for you. If they're charging you a fee for the index that you're allocated to, you're just paying extra fees. I have not seen that ever work in someone's favor. So if you do see a line item when you're doing analysis on an index universal life insurance policy, and you see a line item for something like this, an asset-based charge, or in this case, it's an IAMC charge, just know that they're charging you extra for how you are investing your dollars, and it doesn't have to be that way. We're gonna go through one more, another $50,000 5-pay. We've got our premium charge. You can see it's the same story. It's a higher charge in year one, and then it drops. So some strategy there may be a lower premium in year one. We've got a policy fee, which is like the admin charges. We've got our per unit charge, and we've got our cost of insurance. We've got our rider charges. You'll notice here there's also a spot for asset charges, but there's zero. These are the fees on an indexed universal life insurance policy. You're not really gonna see any other fees outside of this. I wanna show you one more thing that can be sneaky, and that is some of these companies will show you an index allocation that is not currently charging you a fee, but has the ability to charge you a fee. One of the things that I do appreciate about this top right company is, you don't really have a choice. Like, you have this IAMC charge, you know that you're gonna pay it, it's on the ledger, at least you know what it is, right? It's there, you can see it, you can quantify it. Some companies will not show you this charge, but in their contractual language, they will have the ability to add this charge later. So I want to show you where you can find that if you're doing analysis on your illustration. Here's a copy and paste snapshot. Let me make it smaller so we can look at it. When you're looking at the actual allocations, so again, this is just a snapshot from a different illustration, a different company. You'll notice here that they have these 0%, 0%, 0%, 0.85, 1%. These are the charges that they will charge you to invest in these particular index options. And what's sneaky here is you may put all of your money in the 1-year S&P with a 10.25 cap, and you look at the illustration and there's no charges. There's no charges for investing in that index yet. The company reserves the right to charge up to 50 basis points for investing in that index. In fact, they have the right to charge up to 50 basis points on all 3 of these index options that currently have no charge. So that's why it's just important to really understand the contractual language of the policy that you are choosing. Oftentimes, the policy that looks the best on paper may or may not be the policy that has the best long-term contractual language. And so you need to know what that contractual language is, because that's going to show you where the company can pull on levers. And the more levers that the company has to pull on, the more that they can kind of squirrel around with the numbers. And you don't want that. If you could choose, they'd have no levers, right? If you could choose, they'd have absolutely no wiggle room. Well, all of them have some wiggle room and some have more than others. It's important to know which one you are using and what kind of wiggle room they may have. Finally, let's just quickly total up the fees over 20 years. We've got these 3 policies. This first one, total fees over the first 20 years, we've got 33 plus 16 plus 6,500. So let's call that, what is that? 33 plus 16 is 49 and change, plus 6, 55, $56,000 in total fees through 20 years. $56,000 in total fees through 20 years. This one on the far right, they actually total it for us. Thank you. Don't do math in a video. It's tough to do. $120,000 in total fees through 20 years. So that's like more than double. That's kind of crazy. A lot of that is coming from this index charge, and they have a larger per face fee, $80,000, $88,000, just coming from those two charges alone. And then the last one, total fees through 20 years, they also total it for us, $62,890. So here's what's important. If you were simply doing a comparison of these three companies, again, they're all 50,000 5 pays at the same age. It's the same policy, designed for cash. If you were to do this comparison amongst these three companies, and your just sole focus is, let me choose the one that has the lowest fees, because that's obviously the best for me, you'd choose this top left one. What's interesting is this top left one is not going to give you the best long-term values. It's just not going to. It'll give you the best death benefit, but it's not going to give you the best cash growth and potential tax-free income later on down the road. And the reason is because the other companies have built-in guaranteed bonuses. And so this is where it becomes really, really difficult to do good analysis from company to company. It's tough to do because if all you're doing is comparing the fees, that's just one variable in the equation. There's many other variables that need to be taken into consideration, such as what are the caps on the index accounts? What's the S&P cap? That's a huge driving factor of the growth of the policy. Number two, are there any bonuses on the contract, and are they guaranteed or are they not guaranteed? A huge driving factor of future potential tax-free income and accumulated growth. Number three, what are the loan provisions on the contract? Are they guaranteed or are they variable? A huge driving factor in how much income you can take out of these policies. And then lastly, do they have a history of treating their in-force business worse than their new business? It's kind of like the cable company dilemma, right? You get the 2-year intro offer and then they gouge you. Do these companies do that? So there's way more variables than just what are the fees that you're paying inside the contract. It is super important. And if you could just wave a magic wand, you'd pay as little fees as possible. I'm just here to tell you that that's not the whole story. So if you're looking through some of this, if you're looking at illustrations and you're seeing all these fee ledgers and you're seeing a bunch of cash values and it's all just getting muddy and the picture is getting less and less clear the more research that you do, I would encourage you to reach out to our team. You can go to leveragewm.com. Up at the top, you'll see book a meeting. You'll also see like IUL review or portfolio review. Go there, book a 15 to 20 minute discovery call with our team, and we will walk through with you. What is it that you're trying to do? What are your goals? What have you already seen? Where are the hangups? What have you not quite, fully understood? Where are you still trying to grasp maybe the details or the mechanics? How can we help you? We'll talk to you for 15, 20 minutes. And if we both decide that moving forward makes sense, we'll do a full formal review of the best policies for you and your goals and give you an opportunity to ask any question that you might have. And our guarantee is that if you go through that process, you will get all of your questions answered and you will know whether or not an indexed universal life insurance policy makes sense for you and your family based on your goals, number one, and you will know which company, which product is going to give you the best bang for your buck. So go to leveragewm.com or you can just check the description below. We'll have links on how you can book that discovery call. As always, we're here to help. We look forward to talking to all of you soon. Stay tuned for more. Take care.